Hi. Starting this week, we begin a unit of the course I've called Theories of Leadership. Whereas the last 2 weeks we've been looking at the character and actions of contemporary leaders like Michael Nutter and Geoffrey Canada, now we're going to step back and ask the question, what are the factors that make for effective leadership? In our first 2 weeks, we focused on the factors pertaining to the leaders themselves, their personal characteristics, their skills, their knowledge. And these things are certainly important as an element of leadership, but by themselves, they do not fully account for why certain leaders are effective and others are not. In fact, the same person with the same leadership style could be quite effective in one setting and not so effective in another. And so for this reason, we want to look at how leadership researchers over the last century have grappled with these questions and how they've explained these differences. When I was growing up, we had a medical dictionary in our home, and in the middle of the book was a set of transparent pages designed to show the various systems in the body. On the first page was the outline of the human body. And then you turn over the next page, and there was the skeletal system superimposed on the outline of the body. You turn the next page, and there was the nervous system with the skeletal system in the background superimposed on the body. And then the next page was the circulatory system and the various glands and the musculature and so on and so forth. And as I turned each page, I got a clear picture of all the systems of the body, but also how each individual system contributed to the whole. I would like to suggest that the various theories of leadership that we're going to study are somewhat the same way. We start with the simplest and most basic set of theories, trait theories, the study of the character traits of effective leaders. However, since those theories themselves are not sufficient to really explain why someone is effective and someone else isn't, we need to look at other theories and models that have been developed. And each theory or each model contains an element of truth and insight, but is insufficient in and of itself to account for everything. And as we discuss how these various theories shape our view of leadership, our view of leadership will become more complete but also more complex. Now, the point is that we don't need to choose only one theory to explain why some leaders are effective and others aren't. It's as we look at all of them that we find that each theory or model provides us with some insight that can help us in our thinking about how we exercise leadership and how we can become overall much more effective. So I encourage you to study each theory or model and see what insight you can glean from it, and then add it to your repertoire of understanding as to what makes an effective leader. Finally, I want to say a word about our next written assignment, a reflective journal based on your response to the book Deep Change by Robert Quinn. In this course, we'll have 2 Deep Change journals, and the first one is due February 19th and focuses on the first 9 chapters of the book, which deal with the changes that we as leaders must undergo in order to lead others through change. One of the key aspects of leadership that we'll stress in this course is the aspect of change. And if we are a leader, we are going to be taking people from point A to point B, which means we are going to be asking them to change in some way. But we cannot lead people where we ourselves are not willing to go. So before we can invite others to change, we ourselves must undergo change. And that's what these first 9 chapters of Deep Change challenge us to think about. What are the blocks to our willingness to change, and how do we work through them? So I encourage you, as you read this book, to read it closely and read it reflectively, thinking about yourself. Look at the assignment description that I've placed on the Blackboard side in the syllabus. Look at the examples that are found on Blackboard as you pick out 2 or 3 or 4 aspects, key concepts that Quinn talks about, and reflect on that concept as it relates to you. These next few weeks are going to stretch us intellectually as we try to grasp various theories of leadership, and it's going to stretch us emotionally as we confront the ways in which we block the changes that we must make in order to become effective leaders. It promises to become a time of real growth, and I look forward to sharing that process with you.